No, no, I completely agree with it. I mean, the jump looks fantastic when there's no issue, but that's when you practice, the cars are 100%. I mean, yesterday was, unfortunately, a driver mistake, but you got to look at it. If you have a mechanical issue, the engine braking or the car shut it down on you, or prop shaft braking on takeoff, you're going to be in the same situation as he was yesterday. So by doing the tabletop, it makes it safer than now. If you have a flat tire or anything, you can drive on that jump at slow speed and still continue to race and not crash into a steel ramp.
No, I disagree, man. I say keep the jump. It's X Games. Of course it's technical. If you go too slow, it's going to hurt. If you go too fast, it's going to hurt. But no, I mean, I feel bad for Heikkinen. You know, he had a violent crash. But, you know, he's 4 miles an hour too slow, and these are the best drivers in the world. So I missed it in Texas. I went too far, broke my car in half, ruined our chance of the championship. The racing is going to be better and closer, but for me, I like the best of the crazy, and you know, you can make up time doing things that other people don't want to do. So, you know, it also takes out the Joker lap, which is a great place to pass. And for our car, the Dodge Dart, you know, we were a lot better on the dirt, which now they've taken almost completely out of the track. So, you know, definitely disappointed with the track change, but it is what it is. We all got the same thing and ready to rock.
I think the change is good because it was dangerous with a big gap, and we have many drivers. All of us are not stunt drivers, so I think it's much more safe now.
I mean, I understand a lot of people got concerned after yesterday's crash that Topic ended up doing, Toomas from Finland. But it's been working in the past. But for a safety reason, I think we discussed to put a tabletop on one section, let's say on one side, so you could actually drive it over if you had some failure on the car, flat tire, you could still actually make it over and finish the race and get points. If there's nothing there, you will not be able to finish because there's no other options to drive around the jump. So you have to just pull off the side and be basically be out of the race. So I think for racing purpose overall, it is a good option. I understand the excitement. It looks crazy having a gap, and it is crazy as we saw yesterday. It could go really wrong. So overall, I think it gave comfort for a lot of guys and for team owners that cars are very expensive. Risking them to damage like they did yesterday, total the car. That's a big chunk of money that's going to go on the team's budget, and a lot of teams can afford it. And this is going to give opportunities to lower budget teams to come on board and want to be part of this. Otherwise, they don't want to risk it. So my bottom line is, I think it overall is a good choice.
Yeah, so earlier on today they made some alterations to the jump. They filled the gap in with a platform, so now it's like a double rather than a sort of like a tabletop rather than a double jump. I mean, I'm not worried either way. I was fine with it as it was, as a double, because I jumped it yesterday and my car flew fine, and I'm not nervous about the jump or anything, so I would have been fine with it left as it was, but obviously a lot of the drivers weren't happy with it like it was because of the crash that happened yesterday, and they're worried now, so it makes no difference to me. I'm still going to jump it as if it was if this was a gap, so yeah. I'm happy with it as it is.
You know, I don't like it. I know there's guys that were concerned about injuring themselves. I know there was a pretty big crash yesterday. I mean, where I come from in BMX is, you know, you get hurt. I mean, you know, clearly if it was a jump fall, I could see. I think it was a little bit of a speed issue. But, you know, either way, we're going to race and have a good time. So, but I'd much prefer the gap. A little more exciting.
I think, so yeah, we've had to change the jump from a gap jump to a tabletop jump, and I think I can see both sides of that coin. The tabletop looks much more impressive, is kind of cooler for the show, and it's great for the sport, but if it's deemed not safe or it's something that kills drivers, it already hurts the car. Either of these hurts the car, but if it hurts the driver, then you have a problem. And right now, with Toppy hitting it without any safety cushioning or anything on the jump, I mean, it was a spectacular crash, and that just can't happen 2 times in 2 days. So I think the organizers did the right thing by putting a tabletop. I think it will actually help the racing factor, which we've lost a little bit of. It'll help the cars actually race like they are race cars, a little bit more, because if you get a flat tire, it doesn't necessarily mean you're completely out of the race. Where with the gap jump, there could have been a parking lot of cars lined up in front of the jump who just couldn't complete the lap, frankly. So it was the right thing for them to do, although I do understand why a gap jump is cooler to look at.